Hi everyone, my name is Faisal Javed. I'm a Managing Director and Head of Investment Risk for a division of a large asset management group. I am Muslim of Pakistani descent, so both my parents came over as immigrants to the UK in the 70s and 80s. I studied engineering at university and then ended up working in finance since 2005, so I've been in the industry for about 16 years now. So my experience in the industry is that it's actually extremely diverse. We have people from all sorts of backgrounds, uh, coming from different countries, different religions, different cultures, and people generally in the industry are quite open and curious to learn about um, other backgrounds, which is great. So I haven't really had much of an issue working in the industry as a Pakistani Muslim. That's not really been a problem. I will say it's not a common career choice for people with my background. So one the sort of cultural background that you don't see that many Muslims or Pakistanis in the industry. But also, I studied engineering at university, so there's probably more misunderstandings about finance from fellow Muslims than there are misunderstanding about Muslims from people working in finance, if that makes any sense at all. So I find in the industry I can have conversations with people about my religion, and they're generally quite open to that and genuinely curious about it. Outside of the industry, trying to explain to other people, let's say a group of friends, or people at the mosque, trying to tell them that you work in financial services, explaining what you do. I'm sure lots of people have this experience. Trying to explain a finance job to a non-financial person is probably harder, to be honest. So this is the main thing I wanted to talk about today. So things that I think would be helpful for colleagues of Muslim people working in finance. So there are four main areas I wanted to talk about. One of the first one is around calendar events, and really within the year there are three main events that are important to Muslims to be aware of. One is the month of Ramadan, and then there are two Eid festivals during the year. So Ramadan is the month in which Muslims that are fit and able to will fast from dawn to sunset. It's really helpful during that month to effectively have some flexibility, more than how much you miss food or water. One of the difficulties is the major difficulty for me is the disruption to sleep. You have to get up before dawn, eat, and then try and get back to sleep again. So having the ability to work from home a little bit more than usual is a massive help. And also in the evenings, there's a lot of emphasis on trying to pray more, trying to reflect and learn a bit more about Islamic teachings, and also spend time with family and friends. So I probably won't be going to any work events during the month. So something else to keep in mind. At the end of Ramadan is the first Eid festival, which is Eid al-Fitr, which is a big celebration in the Islamic world. That will be a 3-day festival in Muslim countries, and a lot of Muslims will want that day off work to go to Eid prayers in the morning and then spend the rest of the day with family and friends, eating a lot, frankly. So the difficulty there is it depends on sighting of the new moon, and you don't know until the night before if the new moon is going to be sighted or not. So always causes a little bit of confusion. What I do sometimes is book 2 days off work, so the two possible days it could fall on, so that I can cancel one, depending on when Eid is going to be. But that is one to keep in mind, that colleagues legitimately may not know when Eid is going to be until the night before, which can be difficult. And the second Eid festival follows around 40 days after Eid al-Fitr, and the second Eid one is called Eid al-Adha, and that is the celebration at the end of the annual pilgrimage, Hajj. So every Muslim in their lifetime should go to Mecca at least once to do Hajj. So not everyone will be going every year, but all Muslims will celebrate that event. So that's calendar events. The second one is dietary considerations, and I think this is pretty well known these days and hopefully quite obvious, but to mention those obvious things, Muslims won't eat pork, won't drink alcohol, and will only eat halal meat. So in the workplace, what that means is, if there is a soft drink option at a work event and there's a vegetarian or fish option, you're fine. Muslims will be fine with that. If you're able to arrange halal meat, even better, and you'll forever be in our good books, and lots of brownie points for doing that. But it's not at all a requirement. So that's the second thing I wanted to talk about, is the dietary considerations. The third thing is prayer. So praying 5 times a day is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Fasting in Ramadan is another one of those 5 pillars. 2 of those prayers typically will fall, some depending on the time of year, it could be free. 2 or 3 of those things those prayer times will fall during the workday. But praying is only takes 5 or 10 minutes. The thing there is, it's great to be able to make the space for people to pray. So when I've worked in a larger institution, there was a quiet room which was used also as a multi-faith sort of prayer room. Having some kind of space to pray is great. I realise it's not always possible. When I worked at quite a small institution, there wasn't really anywhere to pray. The prayer on Friday can be a little bit longer, so that one should be prayed in congregation, typically at a mosque, but if not, Muslims may still want to try and get together, sometimes in the workplace, and pray that one, and that one might take half an hour instead of a few minutes. So that's prayer. And then the final topic was just around customs, some Muslim customs to be aware of, and I'm very aware that there are 2 billion Muslims in the world, and people range from very observant, very strict, to not so observant. I'm on that end of the scale, to be honest. And yeah, I don't want to misrepresent, but some of the things to be aware of. Some Muslim women will not want to shake the hand of a male when you meet. So completely natural thing. Go and shake the hand of someone you're saying hello to. If there's a Muslim woman who won't take your hand, please don't be offended. Also, please don't be embarrassed. I'm sure she wouldn't be offended that you've tried to shake the hand, but she will just politely not. So that's one thing to be aware of. Another, it's quite a difficult one. If someone passes away, the tradition in Islam is to do the funeral as quickly as possible. So if you have a colleague and someone in their family passes away, it's all hands on deck to arrange a funeral very quickly, and then attend that. So any understanding that can be offered around that is greatly appreciated. And I'm sure I'm forgetting lots and lots of things, but those are all the ones that came to mind. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope my colleagues in the Diversity Project will basically do the same for other faiths, so that we can all get more of an understanding about each other. And I think that's what makes for an inclusive workplace. So I hope that was helpful, and I look forward to learning more from everyone else. Thanks.